Hello, welcome to the Managing Drought in the Southern Plains webinar series offered by the Southern Climate Impacts Planning Program. This webinar is produced in association with NOAA, the National Integrated Drought Information System, and the National Drought Mitigation Center. We have extended briefings that look at a large range of issues. Please see southernclimate.org to sign up for those webinars and for more information. So here's what's going on this week. We've had more rain, and some ice to throw in there, but it's really helped with the drought conditions across the Central Plains. In Nebraska, the D4 area decreased from 76% to 15% in just 1 week, although they still have extreme drought. Oklahoma is drought-free for the first time since last July. Not as good news down in Texas, but the active weather pattern continues, and we should have some more chances in the coming weeks. Here's the Drought Monitor map. At first glance, it looks kind of similar to the way it has been. A lot of red on there, but at least it's not the deep red so much anymore. And a lot of improvements across Nebraska and Oklahoma and in particular. New Mexico, Texas have not really changed too much. Here in the Southern Plains, you can see those large areas of improvement, especially from eastern and central Oklahoma, which is now down to D1 drought, which had been D3 and D4 just a few weeks ago. And Texas, though, there's been a little bit of expansion of drought in eastern Texas and pretty much status quo in the western part of the state. As you go north from there, you'll see a lot of the changes up into Nebraska, and in particular, still a lot of red, but it's not the deep red so much. They're becoming smaller pockets as the rains and earlier in the year snowfall has been beneficial there in the last several weeks. Kansas has kind of been in between these. Not too much change in Kansas, still a lot of D4 in western Kansas and in some of the wheat area, so there's still some ongoing problems there, as well as western Oklahoma, which is also part of the wheat area, has not benefited as much from these rains. Looking at these patterns in the last 2 weeks, you can see those heavy rains up in the upper right picture shows a lot of blue in there, and showing also the last 60 days. As we go further back, though, there's still a lot of the reds and oranges across the southern part of the region, and New Mexico really is showing in those reds even in the last 14 days on over for a year. As we look in the next coming days here, 5-day outlook shows that we're expecting kind of cooler air across the north, a little warmer air across the south, showing that active weather systems, that frontal boundary sitting generally across this region with chances of rain, particularly north and east of the region, but still some chances across Oklahoma, Texas as well. As we look into a little bit further in there the following week, we're seeing some cold air kind of staying entrenched across the eastern U.S. and warmth in the west, and kind of that mixed bag, less likely to get some precipitation as we go a little further out. The 3-month outlook has not yet been updated. That'll be updated next week, showing that pattern. We expect to see maybe a little bit better chances of precip in the eastern U.S. on this next update in a week. The seasonal drought outlook reflects some of these recent changes, with expectation of drought being eliminated across a large part of the region or improved even in the western parts of Kansas, Nebraska, and some of western Oklahoma, but still staying in place across Texas and New Mexico and the western states, and expansion out into California and Oregon. We have a lot of these resources on a number of these websites. You can find it at southernclimate.org, and you can sign up for our webinars there. We also invite you to tell us what you're seeing and go to the Drought Impact Reporter listed there, droughtreporter.unl.edu. Please let us know. We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.